All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? A little quick story out of Boston. So the Boston Celtics were pretty much having one of their home opener pep rally type events. NBA season a little less than a week and a half away. And the Boston Celtics had Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward and company available before a game for an interview, right? And in this interview, Kyrie Irving made a pretty big announcement, okay? Kyrie Irving said, if you guys are willing to have me back, I plan on re-signing with this Boston Celtics team after the season. For those who are not up to date, Kyrie Irving, after this year, has an option to become a free agent, unrestricted if he wants to. You know, the thing is, he's going to likely opt out and become this unrestricted free agent to go ahead and cash in while he's healthy, because we know he's had some injuries in the past. He's going to cash in, be able to make around 35 to 40 million a year. So this is a good opportunity for Kyrie. He's going to do it. He'll be free. And he told Boston and that crowd that he wants to return with the Boston Celtics long term. Now, we talked about how in an interview with ESPN and Rachel Nichols a couple weeks ago, Kyrie said, I'd be stupid to want to leave what I have in Boston. But we've also heard Kyrie during the NBA Finals a couple years ago with the Cavaliers say he wanted to be a Cleveland Cavalier for a long time. All right? I'm summarizing, not quoting word for word. I just brought that up to say we've heard Kyrie be loyal to an organization. Then we also saw him the following summer demand a trade out of Cleveland, say he wanted out. So, I think Kyrie actually did something very smart here. Kyrie played Danny Ainge. Here's what I mean. We all know, there's no secret, Danny Ainge does what's best for business at all times. He's a businessman to the T, right? Okay. Kyrie's thinking, oh, I see what's going on. Look, we've been covering the preseason. Terry Rozier is really good. Is he on Kyrie's level? No. I would never disrespect Kyrie like that. Kyrie is top 2, top 3 point guards in the league for me. But let me ask y'all this. If I can get Terry Rozier for around 10 to 15 million a year, which will be a third of the price that I got to pay for Kyrie, and I can keep more of this team together. Remember, they gave Marcus Smart a new contract this summer. Gordon Hayward's got a max deal. Al Horford's making a little under max. We got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going to come up in the next couple years. Though I might think Kyrie's better, if I can get a more durable Terry Rozier for a third of the price of Kyrie, if you're Danny Ainge, you know he's got to think that Danny Ainge always has the next plan in the back of his mind. This guy has draft picks on top of draft picks. That's how he was able to build this young team. You know he's always already thinking that. In my mind, I believe Danny Ainge is thinking, though I love Kyrie, what's more important? Keeping Kyrie and losing maybe Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Or keeping Terry Rozier, who's maybe half the player, probably a little bit better than half the player that Kyrie is, and for a third of the price. So I think what Kyrie did, making it known to that Boston Celtics fan base, I want to be here. Now, a lot of this breaks down to, can Kyrie stay healthy? If Kyrie gets injured this year, I'll tell you this, the Boston Celtics will not. If Kyrie gets injured this year and misses a lot of time and is not available for his team in the playoffs, I can tell you this right now. The Boston Celtics are not giving Kyrie Irving max money. 100%, that's not happening. Danny Ainge too smart, knows this game too well. It's not happening. I think it's going to take Kyrie Irving making it to the NBA Finals and losing to the Warriors in no less than 6 games for Danny Ainge to go all in and give Kyrie Irving max dollar, right? Because then at that point, you can probably pay. You'll still have Jason Tatum around for a couple years, Jaylen Brown for 1 more year as well. You'll bring that team back, right? You'll bring that team back and give Kyrie max money and go for that championship the following year, right? But if you see Kyrie go down again, and that'll be the second time in 2 years as a Celtic. And by the way, go look at Kyrie's track record. He doesn't finish seasons like that. I believe he cost the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James and company a ring the first year LeBron came back to Cleveland. If he was healthy, remember, they split that thing in Golden State, excuse me. Those first couple games with Golden State. This is pre-Kevin Durant, right? So I believe if Kyrie doesn't go down, again, that's without Kevin Love. I believe the Cavs still pull it out. So He's cost that team that year. Before LeBron got back to Cleveland, he was injured a lot, missing a lot of games, knee injuries, had a few surgeries on that knee. Kyrie's got to prove to a team outside of that stretch with LeBron that he can stay healthy for an entire season. Because when he's the number one option of a team, time and time again, I've seen him not be able to make it through. That is my opinion. By the way, LeBron brought him a lot of time. There were a lot of nights where you could just sit Kyrie because LeBron and Kevin Love were more than enough to take care of business with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the regular season. And because the Cavs were so good and they knew they were going to get through the Eastern Conference regardless, you don't mind losing the game if Kyrie has to sit out a random night in the regular season. You know you're going to be around. You were that much better in the East. But now, look, Philadelphia is not going to compete with the Celtics this year, I don't believe. And Markelle Fultz is making improvements. Toronto's a question mark. Toronto's really good with Kawhi. You're going to need Kyrie. There is no getting to the Eastern Conference Finals this year without a Kyrie and Gordon Hayward like they did last year. You're going to need Kyrie this year. Though LeBron is gone, the Raptors were the number one team in the regular season in the Eastern Conference, and they added a top 3 player. All right? The Philadelphia 76ers, it looks like Markelle Fultz is ready to ball. Not to mention a crap ton of other teams that got better, including the Washington Wizards, who added Dwight Howard. Giannis Antetokounmpo and company in that Milwaukee's team is a year older. Eric Bledsoe, mid-season acquisition last year. They're going to have another year. They look good in the preseason thus far. Come on now. Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers added Tyreke Evans this offseason. They were a tough out for the Cavs. Come on now. You're going to need Kyrie. That East, though they lost the big giant in LeBron, it did get better. It did get better. And if Kyrie wants a max contract after the season, they got to make it to the finals and lose to Golden State in at least 6 games, bro. Damn near, if they win it, obviously that'd be the best situation, but no worse than you got to at least win 2. They got enough talent to beat Golden State 2 games. DeMarcus Cousins, they're not. And I think what Kyrie Irving would tell that Boston Celtics fan base, yo, I want to be here. So if I don't come back, it'll be because of Danny Ainge. I think he looked up and was like, yo, yeah, maybe I can go play with Kevin Durant in New York next year, or Jimmy Butler in New York, or they with the Clippers. But it ain't better than what I got here. No disrespect to KD or Jimmy B. It ain't better than what I got here in Boston. Great coach, young coach in Brad Stevens. He's going to be around long term. Fan base is phenomenal. Gordon Hayward, Kyrie, really good friends. Kyrie's a very smart dude. He knows what he's got in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Special talents. Jason Tatum might be a superstar. Al Horford's very stable center. Doesn't get injured a lot. He ain't stupid. And he's not trying to ruin that. So if he leaves Boston, we now know it won't be because of him. It'll be because Danny Ainge chose a younger Terry Rozier with least injuries on his body. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I do not take it for granted. What y'all think, man? Do you guys believe the Boston Celtics should re-sign Kyrie Irving for that max money? Go into GM mode for me real quick. Would you sign Kyrie for that max money? Or would you take the lesser play of the two in Terry Rozier for around 10, 15 million, a third of what you're going to pay Kyrie, and then you keep more of that nucleus in that team together long term? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO'S.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.